How I started my online store with less than $100, scaled it to over $100,000, and applied for grants. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know more about how I started my online store with actually $50 and grew it into over $100,000 with zero ad spend, by the way, and applying for grants, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. First off, every business should be applying for grants. No matter what type of business you have, you should be and you can be applying for grants, because grants are free money that you do not have to pay back. So my goal with sharing about my business is to show you that no matter what type of business you have, you should be applying for grants. And you have a highest chance to be able to get those grants depending if your business is properly set up and if your business is in the right position. E-commerce can completely change your life and fast. Just look at all the entrepreneurs and success stories that e-commerce has made. And unlike real estate, transportation, stocks that take time, e-commerce is much quicker, because you can build multiple stores, you can generate cash flow, and if you're properly set up and your business is properly positioned, you can also apply and get grants for that business. So I started this business a few years ago, and from the beginning, we had a strategy for sales and also how to apply for grants. And within our first few weeks, we cleared close to $15,000. Now, just like every other online store, you need to be able to figure out how to generate traffic to your store. And there are 3 ways to generate traffic to your store. Number 1, organic reach. Number 2, paid ads. And number 3, influencer marketing. I decided to focus on influencer marketing and make that our focus. So no paid ads. We were able to scale without paying a single dime for ads. Now with influencer marketing, you have 3 levels: macro, nano, and micro. And I've personally seen the effects of what influencer marketing can do, not only on my stores, but on other stores. So I've actually personally seen influencer marketing take a store from 0 to $100 million in 6 years. Yes, so influencer marketing is by far my best mode to be able to generate traffic and build traffic consistently to your store to generate sales. So e-commerce stores give you liquidity. You can buy real estate, you can launch multiple stores, and you can get grants, depending on how your business is set up from the beginning. So when you're starting an online store and hoping to scale it to 6 figures, there are 9 things you need to be aware of to make your store a success. Number 1, keep your audience in mind. So what does your audience look like? What are their buying habits? What do they like? What are their preferences? What are their colors? Keep your audience in mind, because that's what's going to trigger them to be able to buy, because you're going to put in front of them what you know and what you believe that they like. So keep your audience in mind. Number 2, you need to know how to test products for best sellers. So when you get your array of products, your collection of products, you need to be able to know how to fish out your best sellers. Number 3, you need to know how to source products, because this can make the difference between your business thriving or stalling. Number 4, you need to know what the best products are to sell. So those are 2 different things. You need to know what the best products are to sell. This can make a huge difference in your business success and the traction you get in your business. Number 5, you need to know what your profit margin is. This is very important. I see this in so many online businesses and also offline businesses where people don't know the profit. You need to keep your eyes on the profit. That's really why you're in business. So my business, for example, that I'm sharing about, we're actually at an 85 to 90% profit. So that's liquidity. So it's not just 6 figures in gross. We're actually liquid, and we actually have a very good profit margin on this business. And number 6, you need to know how to set up for grants. And this is important because you're an online business. You need to know how to properly set up so you can compete for grants. Number 7, you need to know what your niche selection is. So you need to choose wisely what your niche is, because some niches will actually give you more traction and more volume and more sales and cross you over the 6-figure mark quicker than others. Number 8, you need to know what type of grants to go after. Now this is important because if you're properly set up for grants with your company, you're going to be going after specific grants when you have this type of business. And number 9, where do you keep your money and why? So specifically, if you're looking to try to build business credit, you need to keep an eye on where you're going to keep your money. So with e-commerce, you can actually have your money in PayPal, sitting in PayPal, and other third-party carriers. You need to know where to flow your money through so you can actually have the best optimal yield to building business credit. Because remember, with e-commerce, there's a lot of money and there's a lot of cash, and there's a lot of cash flow coming in. and business and banks like that. It's very important where you keep your money because that can go a long way with actually establishing relationships with credit unions, establishing relationships with banks for you, specifically if you're coming from an e-commerce business that has a heavy cash flow. That's a good positioning to be in when you're looking to try to establish yourself in business credit. So keep an eye out and know exactly where you're going to be keeping your money as the money flows in. Now, being in the e-commerce space for the last 8 years and owning and operating multiple stores, I can share with you that their needs, values, benefits, and also apps. These are all necessities and a part of a successful e-commerce business. For needs, you need product selection, samples, terms and conditions, paid themes, and also strategy, which includes product and also price. For benefits, anyone can start this business and there's a low startup cost. And there are different ways to be able to start in e-commerce. You can do drop shipping, you can do private labeling, you can do drop servicing. There are so many different ways that you can actually start the entire process. For value, it's $1 million business, Wi-Fi money, remote inventory, grants, and also liquidity. And for apps, there are 2 apps you need. You need a Shopify subscription plan for $29 a month, and you need an app called Terms and Conditions. Those are the 2 that you need to be able to start with. Now, I'm actually going to be going in a little bit more detail in my free grant and drop shipping guide that you can actually get by going to my website, AskRinde.com, getting on my mailing list, and just requesting my free grant and drop shipping guide, where I share with you a little bit more about my journey and how I got started from zero to building up over $100,000 e-commerce store. That's just one of my multiple stores that I own. So I actually want to share a little bit more with you and show you that there are different companies and different types of businesses that you can actually set up to parallel and always get grants for. And that's the main purpose of me sharing this, just to encourage you, to let you know that your business is also a candidate to be able to get grants. I like to show you actually how to position yourself and also how to actually succeed in applying for grants consistently. So if you'd like to get our grants and dropshipping guide, where we share with you tips on how to build a 6-figure e-commerce store and also how we apply for grants consistently, make sure you go to my website at AskRinde.com and get started today. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.